Have you ever been disrespected and felt that fiery urge to clap back, to set the record straight, to defend your honor right then and there? It's a natural human instinct, right? Someone throws shade, and your first thought is to throw it right back, maybe even harder. But what if I told you that the most powerful response, the one that truly reclaims your peace and power, is to say nothing at all? It sounds counterintuitive, I know. We live in a world that tells us to be loud, to fight for our spot, to never let anyone walk over us. And while there's a time and place for standing your ground, there's an unspoken, profound strength in choosing silence in the face of disrespect. This isn't about being weak or passive. It's about being strategic. It's about understanding that your energy is a precious resource, and not every battle deserves your participation. Today, we're going to explore why staying quiet after being disrespected is not just an option, but often the ultimate power move. It's about letting karma, the natural law of cause and effect, do the heavy lifting for you. So, let's break this down. When someone disrespects you, they're essentially trying to provoke a reaction. They're throwing a negative energy ball your way, hoping you'll catch it and throw one back. This creates a cycle of negativity, a messy, draining game of emotional tennis that nobody ever really wins. When you lash out, you're playing their game, by their rules. You're giving them exactly what they want, your attention, your emotional energy, and a validation that their words or actions had an impact. You're essentially saying, yes, you got to me. But when you choose silence, you refuse to play. You drop the racket. You let their negative energy ball fly right past you and hit the wall behind you. You're communicating without saying a single word. Your negativity has no power here. It does not affect my peace. I am not on your level. This is incredibly frustrating for the person who tried to disrespect you. They were expecting a fight, a drama, a scene. Instead, they get nothing. Your silence becomes a mirror, forcing them to sit with the ugliness of their own behavior. They are left alone with their actions, with no one to blame but themselves. Think about it from an energetic perspective. Your inner peace, your emotional well-being, is your most valuable asset. Every time you engage in a pointless argument or get dragged into someone else's drama, you're spending that asset. You're letting someone else dictate your emotional state. Choosing silence is like putting up a shield. It's a conscious decision to protect your inner world from outside toxicity. It's a declaration that your peace of mind is more important than winning a petty argument. This isn't about bottling up your feelings or pretending the disrespect didn't happen. It's about processing it internally, on your own terms. You can feel the anger, the hurt, the frustration. Acknowledge those feelings. But you don't have to gift the other person with a performance of those feelings. You process them, learn from the situation. Perhaps it asks a sign to create distance from that person, and then you let it go. You maintain control of your own narrative and your own emotional state. The person who disrespected you loses all power the moment you refuse to give them a reaction. Now, let's talk about karma. I'm not necessarily talking about some mystical cosmic force that zaps people with lightning bolts. Karma, at its core, is the law of cause and effect. Actions have consequences. What you put out into the world, you tend to get back. When someone consistently acts with disrespect, negativity, and malice, they are planting seeds. Those seeds will eventually sprout. Their actions will create a reputation. People will start to see them for who they are. They might find their relationships failing, their opportunities drying up, or simply find themselves living in a state of constant conflict and unhappiness. Because that's the energy they cultivate. When you step back and stay silent, you allow this natural process to unfold without interference. You're not getting your hands dirty. You're not stooping to their level and creating negative karma for yourself. You are simply an observer. You're allowing the consequences of their own actions to catch up to them. And trust me, they always do, in one way or another. Sometimes the karma is that they never grow, never learn, and continue to push away anyone who might have cared about them. That, in itself, is a sad and lonely consequence. Think of it like this. If someone is throwing mud, you have two choices. You can jump into the mud pit with them and start flinging mud back, and you'll both end up filthy. Or you can stand on clean ground and let them get covered in their own mess. Your clean clothes, your calm demeanor, will be a stark contrast to their muddy chaos. Your silence speaks volumes. It says, "I value my cleanliness, my dignity, more than I value proving you wrong in this moment." This preserves your integrity. Years from now, you won't look back with regret at how you acted. You'll know you took the high road. You maintained your composure and your self-respect. And that's a victory that lasts much longer than the fleeting satisfaction of a snappy comeback. People who are truly confident and secure in themselves do not feel the need to engage in every fight they're invited to. They know their worth, and it isn't defined by the opinions or provocations of others. They have a bigger vision for their life, and it doesn't include getting bogged down in petty squabbles. So, how do you actually do this in the heat of the moment? It takes practice. The first step is to recognize when you're being baited. Feel that emotional trigger, that jolt of anger or hurt. Instead of reacting instantly, take a deep breath. Just one conscious breath can create enough space between the trigger and your response. In that space, you can make a choice. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will responding to this actually solve anything, or will it just escalate the situation? What is the most powerful, high-value response here? Often the answer will be to walk away, to change the subject, or to offer a simple, neutral, and final response like, "I see we have different perspectives on this," and then disengage. It's about mastering your own emotional state. The silence you offer isn't empty. It's full of self-control, wisdom, and strength. It's a quiet confidence that is far more intimidating and respectable than any loud outburst. Remember, the goal isn't to win the argument. The goal is to win your peace. It's to protect your energy and to operate from a place of inner strength and alignment. Letting go and letting karma handle it is a profound act of trust. It's trusting that the universe has a way of balancing itself. It's trusting that people's actions eventually create their own reality. And most importantly, it's trusting yourself to handle the situation with grace and dignity. By choosing silence, you're not just avoiding a fight. You're making a powerful statement about who you are and what you stand for. You stand for peace. You stand for self-respect. You stand for a higher standard of conduct. You're letting your life, your success, and your happiness be your ultimate response. While the other person is stuck in a loop of negativity, you're moving forward, growing, and thriving. And that truly is the best revenge and the most powerful demonstration of your worth. Don't waste your words on people who deserve your silence. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this gives you a new perspective on handling difficult situations. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on living a powerful and peaceful life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Take care and remember to protect your peace.